Good afternoon, friends. Um, I hope you guys are actually doing well. Very quickly, I want us to examine this topic, syntactic ellipses. All right. So if you had actually watched the first video where we're discussing the logic ellipses, this seems like a continuation. All right. So if you would remember, there are three categories of ellipses. So you have the dialogic ellipses, you have the syntactic ellipses, and you have the stylistic ellipses, which actually represent those three consecutive dots. And I suppose in my next video, you're going to be watching how to better use stylistic ellipses. But right here, we're focusing on syntactic ellipses. What exactly is it all about? Very quickly, it is the grammatical omission of words such as verbs, nouns, and sometimes even a clause without losing its meaning. Of course, here we focus on the grammatical element. All right. If you remember, while we're talking about the logic ellipses, all right? So it's all about having to respond in a short manner, not having to give a response in full or in a full version. All right, but in syntactic ellipses, when discussing syntactic ellipses, the omission has got to be a grammatical element. For example, it could be a noun, a verb, sometimes an adjective or a group of words, or perhaps a whole clause. And that's what we're talking about. We're still going to let you know about the effect. Why do writers sometimes use syntactic ellipses? But right here, we're trying to help you understand perfectly well what syntactic ellipsis is all about. Just as we have mentioned, ellipsis generally means omission. But what are we going to omit here? And how is that omission denoted? But here we're actually omitting grammatical elements and in the main, we were talking about the nouns, the verbs, the adjectives, the adverbs, just as I've mentioned. I think some examples are really going to make a lot of sense here. Some likes oranges and John apples. Very clearly, we can see are omitted words. Some likes oranges and John apples. We have omitted the word likes. This is a verb. All right, a verb is missing here. Sometimes it's called verbal ellipsis. All right, so that has to do with omission of verbs. Sometimes it's called verbal ellipsis. All right, so Sam likes oranges and John apples. So what is omitted here is likes, and that means a verb has been omitted. Sam likes oranges and John likes apples, the full version. All right, so can we proceed to the next example? The next example says, if you work hard, I would have to. That makes sense. All right. What is missing? Work hard. All right. And that looks like a phrase. All right. So this looks like a phrase, and that's something that has been omitted. If you work hard, I would have to work hard too. So that basically what we're saying. All right. So work hard is also omitted in this context or situation. And can we proceed to the last example? I have a toy and he a pet. What is missing here is as. All right. So this is a verb. All right, so this is a combination of a verb and an adverb, so a phrase. All right, so this looks like an omission of a phrase, and this is an omission of a verb, verb, a phrase.